Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into goal setting and the wellness revolution. We're going to explore the absolute foundation of taking total control of your health journey. Because let's be real, knowing what's healthy, that's maybe 10% of the battle. The other 90% is having a rock-solid, systematic approach to actually doing it. Goal setting is the absolute core of this process, and today we're unpacking the frameworks and the exact tech you can use to make those goals actually stick. So, here's the big question. How do you actually transform your health vision into reality? Once you assess your current health and lifestyle, you're immediately faced with this monumental hurdle. The source material is super clear on this. Just having some vague vision, it's just not going to cut it. You've really got to pin down what your desired level of health, your daily functioning, and your overall well-being genuinely looks like. It's all about taking this abstract desire to be healthy and grounding it into a concrete reality that you can track and manage every single day.
And that brings us right to the gap between your current situation and your desired level of health. Goal setting is basically the bridge here. Think about it. You can't chart a course to a destination if you haven't dropped a pin on your starting location, right? For example, if your current situation is running on, say, 5 hours of sleep at night, but your desired level is 8 uninterrupted hours, that gap is exactly where your goals are going to live and function.
Now, the sheer scope of what we actually mean by wellness is massive. We're talking nutrition, sleep, gut health, your mind, physical activity, heart health. It even branches out into things like human connection and toxin exposure. So as you kick things off, the recommendation here is to brainstorm between 1 and 5 goals for each of these different categories. Doing this really stops you from just hyper-focusing on hitting the gym and ensures you're cultivating your entire biological and mental ecosystem.
Okay, we've all been there, right? You declare, I want to lose weight, or I'm going to sleep more on January 1st, only to totally give up by January 15th. Well, the source material drives home a key point. Vague wishes fail. Your objectives need a very specific architecture if they're going to survive reality. They need to be SMART goals. This concept is the absolute required architecture for any successful health transformation. It forces you to stop making wishes and start building actionable, trackable plans. And as you progress, you'll continuously tweak these, making them even smarter as you learn more about your own body and habits.
So, let's break those steps down. 1. Specific. 2. Measurable. 3. Achievable. 4. Realistic. And 5. Time-bound. So sticking with sleep, saying getting better sleep is definitely not smart. But if you say, I will be in bed by 10 p.m. to get 8 hours of sleep 4 nights a week for the next 30 days, boom, that passes the test. Running all your ideas through this 5-step filter literally takes your wellness plan from a simple dream to a highly actionable protocol.
All right, once you actually have these SMART goals, you've got to track them. We've got traditional tracking methods, things like worksheets, vision boards, journaling, mind mapping, daily planners, and good old spreadsheets. And look, these are incredibly useful, especially if you're a tactile learner who loves the psychological weight of actually putting pen to paper. But here's the thing. While they are fantastic for setting initial milestones, they can definitely create some friction when you're trying to track really complex daily data over months or even years.
Which brings us to modern technology. We are talking about a massive range of software categories: project management tools, task management apps, note-taking apps, habit trackers, and coaching platforms. These are completely transforming how we manage goals today. And here is the absolutely crucial insight. These tools are essentially designed to automate that SMART framework for you. They handle the measurable part by visualizing your progress on a slick dashboard, and they enforce the time-bound aspect through automated push notifications. It almost entirely removes the friction from the tracking process. Let's dive into the actual toolkit and check out some of the standout apps mentioned in the source material. You've got tools like Habitica, which actually gamifies your life, turning your health tasks into a literal role-playing game. Pretty cool, right? Then, on the flip side, you have platforms like Stick, which use actual financial stakes and accountability contracts to keep your feet to the fire. There's also stridesandgoals.com. They all use those same shared SMART features we just talked about, but they package them entirely differently. So you can just find the exact psychological hook that matches your unique personality.
And guys, this ecosystem of specialized apps is incredibly vast. We're talking Streaks, Ramente, Goalify, Mindbloom, Spark People, the list goes on. Whether you want a super clean, minimalist interface like Streaks just to build up some daily momentum, or maybe a comprehensive life coaching dashboard like Ramente or Goalify, the exact technology you need already exists. Heck, you might even want one app purely for gut health tracking and a totally different one for physical activity. The major takeaway here is that a lack of tools is basically no longer a valid barrier to entry. The infrastructure is ready and waiting for you.
Furthermore, you absolutely don't have to do this in a vacuum. There are online goal-setting communities, forums, and social media groups focused entirely on this stuff that provide a massive psychological advantage. When you share your SMART goals publicly, you aren't just accountable to the little app in your pocket anymore. You're tapping into a network of real people. Seeing others out there achieving their milestones makes your own goals feel infinitely more achievable and realistic within that SMART framework.
Engaging with platforms like Reddit's r/getmotivated, the Lifehack goal-setting community, or the Mighty Networks literally connects you with a global village of highly focused learners pushing for the exact same changes you are. And these aren't just cheerleading squads, okay? They are amazing troubleshooting hubs. When you inevitably hit a wall trying to optimize your heart health or fix your sleep schedule, you can ask a massive community exactly how they adjusted their SMART goals to overcome that exact same hurdle.
As we near the end of this explainer, I really want to highlight this incredibly powerful quote from the source material. Because look, change is difficult, and it's going to present some perfectly natural discomfort, but here is the perspective shift you really need. Quote, "Lifestyle changes usually do not carry medical complications or side effects. They are natural medicines." End quote. Embracing the friction of tracking your goals every day is highly preventative. Your discipline literally is your medicine, and it is wildly beneficial to your overall well-being.
So let's bring this wellness revolution right back to you. You've got the tools, the communities, and the framework. You understand the core wellness categories. You know the 5-step SMART framework inside and out. You have a massive ecosystem of specialized apps and global communities just waiting to support you. You have the map and you have the compass. So I want to leave you with one final provocative question to kickstart your journey right now. Look at your current health. Look at exactly where you want to be and ask yourself, what is your very first SMART goal? Define it, track it, and go start your revolution.